Fanatical ElfZ Show, part of the ElfZ Network. We are a bunch of wild and crazy Cleveland Browns fans, bring you all the latest in Browns news. Tune in now. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Fanatical ElfZ Show. It's a Thursday night, and I'm John. That's Steve Gill. Welcome aboard. We are the Fanatical ElfZ Network, part of Fans First Sports Network. Steve's wearing a very nice polo. I think you can still buy those. We have a website that has some of our merchandise on it, so I think you can still go out there and purchase that stuff. We don't win contests here at the Fanatical ElfZ, but we do offer free stuff coming up. We'll have some free offers as we get closer to the beginning of the season, but the season is like 3,000 days away, so we still have a lot of dead time.
Actually, training camp starts in about 30 days.
I know, it's coming up. It's great.
So what are we going to talk about for 30 days?
Well, I'm wearing my Cleveland shirt. This is in representation. I'm trying to bring in bring
vibes.
LeBron back. This is the shirt that I wore when they won the championship in 2016.
Oh, and I got my hat and championship T-shirt somewhere. I don't know where my hat
Cleveland
is.
fans are waiting with bated breath to hear what LeBron decides to do. It's in a very interesting time. I think that Cleveland fans.
He ain't going to Memphis.
No? Right. What did he have to say? Yeah, I know no one likes Memphis.
No one likes Memphis.
Did you see that video a couple weeks ago with our buddy Paul Brown? Did you see that when he ran through? Which one? Well, he ran through Memphis on his way to one of the soccer games.
Yeah,
Did you see that? And he walked into a barbecue place, and the owner's talking about this and that. But then there's customers in there. Did you see this interaction? And the customer had a gun and brought it out on the video. It's crazy. It's intense. I'm like, dude. And Paul Brown's like, yeah, you see a bit of everything here. And
it's Tennessee, man. I mean, we have open carry, open killing, open stealing guns from cars and no consequences for it. So we got a Beretta factory just east of here.
Okay.
Got huge tax breaks to be here. So, yeah.
Oh my!
If you argue in the state of Tennessee, somebody gonna get shot.
Yeah, Memphis
funny,
is.
It's not funny. I keep telling my wife, when we get on the interstate to go someplace, I always tell her, keep your hands and feet in the car at all times.
Yeah. It's
insane.
It is an interesting. Yeah, I stopped somewhere on my route one year when we were traveling west with the kids, and we stopped in Memphis, or maybe it was on my way back to Ohio, and we stopped at. We found a barbecue place that was recommended.
You can always find a barbecue place.
Yes, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So,
like Nashville too. You can always find a barbecue place here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no.
If you get tired of eating hot chicken, you can go have some barbecue.
They have that restaurant here in Columbus called the Hot Chicken Takeover. Have you ever heard of that chain?
No.
Hot Chicken Takeover. Yeah.
Ain't no. Here it's an institution. If you're coming to Nashville for the Titans game, if you want to really go to the original place that invented hot chicken, it's called Prince's.
Prince's.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's that's where hot chicken started. I've been there a couple of times, and yes, it is truly hot chicken. But there's other great. Hattie B's is another great spot. There's a lot of good hot chicken, a lot of good barbecue places downtown. So a lot of good food in Nashville.
Cleveland's coming to Tennessee, right, to play one of their games?
Yeah, October 25th.
Are you going to be part of that whole
I don't know
spiel?
yet. I know the Middle
Okay.
Tennessee Browns backers going to have a
Yes.
Saturday night party, probably downtown. Have a big
Yes.
tailgate before the game.
Yes.
I don't know if I've got a ticket connection. I should. Um, for
You
all the
should. Yes.
yes, I should. But
Because
I'll
you
reach
used to
out
be the
to the
president of that club.
yes, and I'm very good friends with the current family that runs it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
It would be nice. Karen and I have been to a few Titan Browns games in our lives.
Well, I was even considering that too for my maybe maybe that would be an opportunity to come down and word out there. And if you've ever never watched us live or listened to us on Apple, Spotify, you can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts. But Steve and I actually have never met in
Never
in
met, not in person,
no. So I had
only
a chance to
online.
meet Rod Bloom and Joel and
Well, you should come down. I'll introduce
yeah,
you to all the folks, fine folks in the Middle Tennessee Browns
that
backers. I
might be
know very
fun.
few people still in the club. I know a couple of them, so
Well, I know
that are
Laura and I
around
are
it when
always
I was
looking for
president.
doing different things. I think we are actually going out. Did you say it's October 25th?
25th. Yeah.
I may be out of town anyway that weekend. Out, I might be going out to Kansas. We've got my fall break. Might be the week before, but anyway,
Make sure I'm going to be in town.
right.
Yep. I will be in town.
I thought maybe you'd be working on taxes. No.
October 15th is the
You
last
still
deadline.
oh really?
Yes, you're going to get an extension till October 15th, but that's it. That's the end
You
of the
mean
line.
people that don't do their taxes by April like the normal route, they still have an
Well,
extension?
unless there's an ice storm and it gets extended till May 22nd. Yeah, you file an extension and then you'll have till October 15th, but that's it.
Okay.
You don't file then, you in big trouble.
Hey, shout out to the United States soccer team. They
Yeah,
won an
although
exciting game last night.
that red card was stupid, and then they
Oh,
used the video replay, which is not supposed to use for something like that, and because it slowed it down, it looked worse than it really was. Give me a break.
right.
Yes, there's always
There's
pushing and shoving in soccer. I played soccer in high school, and I was a very big pusher and shover. Because the guy I played behind, I played every position but sweeper and goalie, but the guy I played mostly behind was a little short Vietnamese kid. And
uh-huh.
anytime we'd go up against one of these private schools that push him around, my coach would go, Gil, get in there.
Really?
I knew what that meant. I knew
I
one of the
I love
schools
it.
was the local Catholic school, Father Ryan, and I grew up partying with all the guys who played on the team, and they knew me.
Oh, I love it. I love
Yep,
that. Well, and then the second
I was the
goal, they
enforcer.
were a man short, and Tillman got a wonderful
Nice goal.
free kick.
Hey.
Oh,
But
spectacular.
now they go up against a Belgian team who is very good.
Yeah.
They're a slight favorite, but hopefully they can come together. I mean, it was it's going to be what is it, Monday? I think it's Monday.
Monday up in Seattle. Yep. We're
Yeah,
going to be
Monday
down
in
in
Seattle.
Florida. So we'll be watching all that from our we're going to our vacation place down there. Looking forward
And
to that.
Spain advanced today, which makes my wife very happy.
Oh yes, they did. They played well. Yes, they did
Yeah,
very
three to
good.
nothing. My wife's a big Spain fan because
Right.
that's where her family is originally from.
Right. Portugal is playing right now. They're
Oh, are they?
they're playing Croatia and
Yeah.
the very good stuff. No, really good stuff. I was talking to my colleague Troy that does we do the Stadium Mustard and Cincinnati Chili show last week after you and I did our show, and Troy is big time in the World Cup, and we were just talking
Oh,
about
is
the.
that why I got heartburn
That's right.
for
Why
no
we were
reason?
talking about like the actual
Uh,
numbers of this World Cup. 1.2 billion people watched the very first game earlier this
Well,
in the
yeah,
last
they
few
expanded
weeks.
the field, so you're going to have more people
But yeah,
watching, and so
well,
yeah.
the point being just that the world,
Well,
the
it's the
views
world's
are
game,
just
John.
it's a world game that
Yes, it
some of
is.
us Americans who love our football here are who don't really care for soccer and like to rip it and put it down, they're like, football's our sport. Like this is what we do. But
Football.
I'm like, yeah, it's good. You guys doing great. But on a worldwide perspective, it's really, I love the fact that when you see these countries and you see these fans, especially rooting and cheering on one another and supporting actually these countries. I've seen a lot of like even the players, uh, a lot of them are cordial to one another and helpful.
Oh
So
yeah.
I think it's really a cool thing. I think it just shows a lot of camaraderie and it's something that you don't ever see all the time. Um, yeah. So, okay. So the
Speaking
LeBron
of
watch is still
football, the
going.
oblong one.
Yes. LeBron watch is still going. We're hoping here in Cleveland that he comes back. Anybody that doesn't want LeBron to come back and said, "Well, he's already left. I'm sorry." But, let the guy, if he wants to retire here as a Cleveland Cavalier, he brought a championship to this team in 2016. So let it be if it's going to be.
Well,
And
I'll put it to you this way: if he's on the team, they make the playoffs. They ain't going to blow a 20-point lead with LeBron on the team. But let's just put okay. All right, that ain't going
totally
to happen.
agree. Totally agree. So the other person that we've all known in our Cleveland past that we don't like very much is one Johnny Manziel, who played for this team, was drafted in 2014, played a series of games in 2015, and there was a video that
2 and
resurfaced
8
from
as the starter, I believe.
there
Two and
was a
eight,
video
two
that
and six,
resurfaced this
something.
past week that was from September of last year, October, where he said this before, but it got brought up like it was news, but basically he said he hopes that Cleveland, the Brownies, go 0-16 again.
Every year, he says, "I hope they go in 16 every year."
So that prompted 850. Tony Rizzo, who's the, likes to bring in a lot of views and clicks, but, he ripped Johnny. And then since then, Johnny came back and wrote a very, very vulgar response to Tony Rizzo on in La La Land on social media platforms. And so, did you see that, Steve?
No, anytime Johnny Manziel says anything, I ignore completely. I mean, after
There's
all,
a lot of other,
first
yeah,
his first agent was a homeless guy in Cleveland. So to talk Jimmy Haslam
yes,
supposedly into
yes,
drafting him.
yes,
It's odd though, he blames the Browns for all his troubles, but he was drafted the same year as Joel Bitonio, and they were roommates.
yes,
And here you have Menzel, who says it's all Cleveland's fault, and here you have Bitonio, who's grateful to the exact same organization for making him the football player that he is. So it's like when you go and look at a hotel or a restaurant review and you see that the people were there at the same time and one gives them a 1 and one gives them a 5. You got to wonder, what's going on here?
yeah,
is,
yeah,
is the problem you or the hotel? More than likely,
yes.
it's the problem is you.
It's very interesting because you and I both have been in lines of work over the years where we work with situations that people we see a lot of what how people interact and how people behave. And sometimes it is eye-opening to see some of these reactions. And when you see somebody like Johnny Manziel, who I already talked about it on my show the other morning, he's just a boneheaded idiot, and he's probably on crap. He's probably doing stuff that he shouldn't be doing, and he's a sad human being. And I think most Browns fans, most Cleveland fans understand that. You counter that with somebody like LeBron, who we're talking about, who might be coming back to Cleveland, who has a pretty pristine record as far as he doesn't do. You don't hear about him or see things outside of the game of basketball that are negative. So I mean, here are two people who came through Cleveland, right? Johnny's just an idiot. Johnny just didn't want to do anything. He's a moron. He never tried to do anything when he was coming out of college. He didn't want to study a playbook. He was drunk. He was on drugs. He was flying
Yeah.
back and forth to Vegas. He's just, and nothing has changed. He was pampered growing up. he was spoiled rotten growing up in big state of Texas, and he's just an idiot. So
Yes, he is an idiot.
it's just tiring dealing with
I
idiots.
never wanted them to draft him to begin with. I mean, I knew what kind of personality he was. Everybody in the SEC knew what he was. And I
Yeah.
went to the Middle Tennessee draft party, and myself and maybe 5 other people didn't want him. And when they drafted him, place went crazy. And I was
Yeah.
looking at this friend of mine, and we both just shook our heads, going, "Well, this isn't going to work." But
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't
What's
going to
really
work right from
interesting
the
about
start.
that season, because Steve, you and I have talked about this, but that specific 2015 season where Brian Hoyer got off to the good start. The Browns
Yeah,
went 7-4. Then I
yeah.
think they lost 2 games. He was still quarterbacking, so they were at 7-6 when I think they made the change to Johnny. Is that the way that you
When Ray
remember it?
Farmer called down and said you got to play Johnny Manziel, he got suspended for our GM Ray Farmer.
Mhm.
It's you know, uh,
Well, and his coach was Mike Pettit at the time. You think about it, like
yeah.
I liked Mike Pettit.
Who was
I
the
know,
offensive coordinator?
yeah. Oh, who was?
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan.
Oh, Kyle Shanahan. That's right.
He was the OC, and Mike, the former coach of Miami, Mike McCormick, I
Yes.
believe, quarterback coach
Okay.
on
Hmm.
that staff.
Well, it's he's one that we can all agree that we all hate and don't care much of. So it brought us some news this week, even though there's not a lot of news right now with the Browns. It is kind of a
Hey,
dead period, which
with
is good. No
LeBron and
news.
Johnny Manziel, I didn't hear anything about any quarterbacks all week long. Isn't it glorious?
If you had that on your bingo card for these last couple weeks, you would have been a big winner. Hey, let's pause
Oh,
for a quick
big time.
commercial break, Steve, and we'll be right back. I have some questions to pose to you, and I want to talk about the Cleveland Browns and uniforms. So we'll be right back. Hey, we are back here on
Hey,
the Fanatical ElfZ show. It's a Thursday night. That's Steve Gill. I'm John Suchan. Appreciate you tuning into our show on Fans First Sports Network. Also, I want to give a shout out to Hemisphere Coffee Roasters. They shake the hand of the farmer. Great little company up in Mechanicsburg, Ohio. Great product. We've been buying their coffee for years. You can go to our link on our X page, buy their coffee. Some of that is returned to us here at the Fanatical ElfZ. Also, shout out to my favorite now, Sherry's Licorice. I got the
oh, that
cherry
bag
here.
is pretty empty
Yeah,
there,
it's
John.
getting pretty empty now. I did
Got to
talk to
order
them.
some more.
We might be partnering up with them soon. I talked to Dwayne, who's the owner at Sherry's Licorice, part owner, I think, with his wife. The name's for, and they. I talked to them earlier this week. I'm supposed to talk to them next week, and hopefully, we'll have some news for those of you who listen to us or watch us here on YouTube, Facebook, and the X. So go check out their website, Sherry's Licorice, Sherrys, Licorice. Look it up, Google it. They're in Goshen, Ohio, and they have some really great licorice. Great website. So yeah, yeah, I've got so here's the deal, Steve. I've got I've got
Cherry.
their cherry, but I also have strawberry,
Oh, of course.
and I also have red red raspberry.
Yum.
So there you go. I'm supporting Sherry's cherry cherry licorice.
Sherry's
Never
liquid.
never mind. All right. So Steve, there was a article in Sports Illustrated this past week that they rated all of the they rated sorry, they rated all of the NFL uniforms. Well, it was just one guy, right? And you know how opinions are about uniforms, but this guy rated them all. And this is the list season, like you like to say. And
Listicle.
yeah, they rated the Browns very low. They
Of
rated,
course.
yeah, and they're like in the bottom tier, like of the all 32 teams. They rank them in the bottom like 3 or 4 teams. And then on the other end, this knucklehead who wrote the article That's what I'm going to title my article. Knucklehead gives Browns uniforms an F. He ranks opposite of that. He ranks the Ratbirds and the Bengals in the top like three or four, and then like even Pittsburgh, who I have a lot. I don't like their football team, but I think they have a pretty classy uniform. They're originals. They uh, he has them in the back half of the uniforms, and at number
Well, he's
one, he rate
obviously a young guy.
yeah. So what's your thoughts on like the Browns uniform?
Oh, I
If
love
you're
it. It's classic, man. I mean, no insignia on the helmet. It's just simple. And, after we came back in 99, they tinkered with it. And some of those variations were pretty bad. But I like the, you can go back. I still like the brown jersey with the orange pants. I've always loved that combo. I think of Brian Sipe when I see that. And I like the all whites. I think those are classic. I think of Bernie Kosar every time I see those. So, they're classic uniforms. I can understand the number one, the San Diego Chargers. They break out those powder blues. That's pretty cool looking. It is. Come on, you got to admit.
oh no, I agree with you there to a
But
certain
the
degree.
Bengals, they basically have the same color scheme as us because Paul Brown took the color scheme with him when he founded the Bengals. And as for the Ratbirds, I don't see anything classic about their uniforms. Hell, they've changed their helmet twice.
Right.
Uh, I mean, they have Heckle and Jekyll on their helmets now. So
I think that he also had the Cowboys up there, which okay, the classic
I
cowboy,
understand that.
I can get that. So then, but
Yeah.
what drives me crazy with these young writers is that he talks about this, the classic look of the Cowboys, right? And
Well,
yet,
you got the Browns and the Steelers are still the classic.
exactly
Exactly. Well, unless the Steelers wear their beehive uniforms, which
right from 1933 or whatever. Yeah, that.
oh yeah.
I mean, I just like I think about classic uniforms like the Browns, and when you come to college football, you got to think like I don't like Penn State, but Penn State
Classic.
classic, Notre Dame classic,
Classic.
even the Buckeyes. I mean, the classic sort of the gray, uniform. I despise Michigan, but that's a classic uniform. Don't mess with the classics. So this guy who wrote the article, he was all over the place, and he's welcome to his opinion, but and he rated San
Well,
Diego.
this is what you're gonna get until training camp starts.
Totally. All right,
I mean,
Steve, I've got some other questions here for you.
oh boy.
So I was looking through my list here. So let's talk about the running back room for the Browns coming up this season. There was a an article where analyst Warren Sapp of the NFL Network he ranked the running back room of the Browns at number 26.
Only
Um,
because they have two second-year players
yeah, and I
and
wanted your take
Rocket
on that.
Sanders.
Yes.
Well,
And I guess to mix that in here, I want to know about that, what your thoughts are, and also the other part of this is there are some free agents that are out there that are still out there, including one of them we've talked about here before, but let me see it's the kid from Pittsburgh, um, and Najee Harris.
oh yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, collecting a running back like that, or even bringing back a Nick Chubb. So your assessment at 26, that's just because they're coming into their second year.
Yeah, and they had a crappy offensive line. They didn't have good quarterback play all year long.
Yeah,
So the defenses would stack the box and force the quarterback to make a mistake, which they
yeah,
did numerous times. So, yeah, but I think with a better offensive line, better offensive weapons, I still like them to get another veteran tight end. But, and if these rookie wide receivers can come through, I think that running game will be fine. I love Quinshon Junkins, And I've seen enough of Dylan Sampson when he played for the University of Tennessee. He was co-offensive
Yeah.
player of the year that year. Set a
Yeah.
team record for touchdowns at
Who's the third?
22.
The third guy that we've been talking about, he played a little bit last year.
Rocket Sanders,
Rocket
Raheem
Sanders.
Sanders.
Some people are suggesting that Rocket Sanders should be the number two instead of Dylan Sampson. And
Well, Dylan Sampson's only the number two because of the way they're going to use him in the passing game.
yeah,
Uh, I wouldn't put any
Diet Coke.
stock into ranking any of the offensive positions with Todd Monken. I
Yeah.
really wouldn't. You know, you're not going to have a number one wide receiver. You're going to have a bunch of wide receivers. You're not going to have, well, Harold Fannin will definitely be, will get a lot of attention from defenses, but, you know, they get a good veteran tight end to get behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And then it takes a little the pressure off of Fannin. But, you know, I don't think you're going to see your traditional number one running back. Well, Quishon Junkins is going to be your workhorse. But I think
Yeah.
Sanders and Sampson will be mixed in. I think they're going to be like 2A and 2B.
Yeah.
Just depending on the offensive situation and the play calling. And same, like I said, same with the wide receivers.
I'm more excited about this offense than I have been in the last few years.
All you got to do is score a touchdown a game more than they did last year.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
you know, they'd win more games.
Yeah. So you like it? You don't think? I mean, that the 26th ranking is not pretty. It's not.
Well, right now, the way Junkin look and considering his injuries, and he had multiple injuries on that one play, he looked damn good. And everybody who was out there watching said he looked damn good.
Yeah.
Monken said he looked damn good.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I can't wait till training camp to see what they're going to do in pads. And when we get to full speed, I mean, you got to remember OTAs and minicamps, that's all half speed. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what happens after about a week of minicamp, which is about 30 days away.
Switching off to another topic here with Andrew Berry, who you have a lot of respect for, and you talk
I do
highly about Andrew Berry. One of the topics that I've been talking with some of my other colleagues at Dog Pound Daily are looking back at Andrew Berry and some of his better draft picks. What are some of the guys that you over the last year or two or beyond, even before the last year or two, that you consider some of the best work of someone like an Andrew Berry? You know, last year we had, Mason Graham that went, but there's other players. What are some of the other players that you think Andrew Berry really has scored a touchdown?
Grant Delpit and JOK. Greg Newsome up to a point.
Yeah.
The last two drafts have been fantastic. This past one, we'll see what happens, but it looks good on paper. But then again, you don't play on paper. I mean, the movie Ishtar looked good on paper, and look what happened with that. So, yeah, I, your average from, I can't remember the beginning date. Somebody did an article. I think it was 2000. From 2000 till now, 20-something plus years, your average hit rate for a GM was like 41%. You know?
Yeah.
So if you're in the neighborhood of 40 to 45%, which I think after last year's draft, Andrew Berry is already in that groove right there, then yeah, he's doing a good job. And what I find astonishing is, I've always preached that the salary cap is, it's all about upfront cash. Well, they are slowly dropping in what they pay in cash up front. I think last year they were 20th in upfront cash. And the reason that is because of the rookie contracts and the undrafted rookie free agents, which Andrew Berry is very good at. Now, if you really want to judge a GM, judge them on the players that aren't drafted and the ones he's picking up. But right now, their salary cap, if everything plays right for next year, they are going to be very aggressive. So I don't really care where they land in the first round. I got 2 picks. I just want to see Deshaun Watson gone, clean up that mess,
Yeah.
get him out there and spend some money.
I want to go back to something that you brought up earlier about the Browns needing help in the tight end room. One of the other
On
things
offense, that's about it.
on one of those,
Defense,
yeah. So with that in mind, one of the articles that we were reading, we were looking at doing an article on was a guy from ESPN periodical, Ben Solak, was predicting some players that could be potentially traded, maybe before the season or even like at the trade deadline. And one of them that he picked for the Lions was Sam Laporta, the tight end. Sam
okay.
Laporta. And the suggestion is, could he be in play for the Brownies? Could Andrew Berry consider someone like that? Considering we
I'm
have all these
sure you
other
could.
draft picks in 2027. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
haven't
sure he
really
could.
looked at Laporta's stats. I mean, obviously, but
Well, you saw how Monken last year used 2 tight ends in Baltimore,
mhm.
Lively and the guy who always kills us, who I'm not even going to mention his name, Andrews. But God, that guy just he rips the Browns every time he
I should
plays.
go back and watch those games. Have you gone back and watched the 2 games with Baltimore this last year? Did you happen?
Yes, I have.
Mhm.
Mark Andrews. I don't need to see him. Tight ends have always abused the Browns. Delpit did a better job last year of
Yeah.
covering tight ends than he had in previous years.
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll extend him and bring him back. So yeah, they need a veteran tight end to go with Harold Fannin. Then you let I don't know if Braveheart's going to make it. He didn't look too convincing in OTAs. The other
Right.
experienced one, Brennan, he looked good. I've been told he looked really good. He's a veteran, but I can't see him being a number 2. I mean, they need somebody who can block, yes, but also be that physical presence, like a Lively, like an
Yeah.
Andrews,
Yeah.
something to, or look at the Steelers. They got that behemoth guy behind Fairmouth.
Yeah.
So this is like a 2 tight end division. Same with the Bengals. I mean, the first time we played them, they couldn't cover either tight end. So this is
Yeah.
a active. The AFC North is an active 2 tight end division.
Mhm.
So I would feel much better with another veteran.
Are you were some chatter this past day or two was that there's some video of Watson being in town
He
working
is in
out.
town. He's working out.
And so are you encouraged by that as a fan? Are you encouraged that he could be potentially the week one starter still?
Well, like I said on Sunday, I have no problem when I'm wrong. I will be the first one to tell you that, hey, I was wrong. And if he becomes the starter week 1, I will come out and say I was totally wrong. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
I just can't, I'm not, it's the probability,
Yeah.
odds and probability. I just don't. I'll wait and see what the people who are covering the team that I trust,
Yeah.
when they get their eyes on him during training camp, when everything's full speed and in pads.
Yeah.
But like I said last week, 2 guys that were there said he looks like the 2024 Deshaun Watson, indecisive, throwing into triple coverage at
Yeah.
half speed.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know if he's physically or mentally ready to do it. What happens if he has his first pass is picked off like most of
Right.
23 and 24, and what's it going to do to his head? I is he going to sit there and go, oh, here we go again?
Well,
And
somebody did one of those really bad things this past week, where they put up the statistics of one Johnny Manziel and one Shador Sanders to try to make their point about how Shador sucks. And I was just like, that's not fair. Like, that's not fair to the kid. I think Shador is a completely different type of person. And so I just don't like that kind of, um, people are trying to find anything to support their case. That I support Shador probably more than I do Watson myself too, but I don't
Well,
know.
I don't want Watson starting, and I don't
Yeah.
care if it's Sanders or Gabriel. It ain't going to be Taylor Green, and they're going to have to keep him on the active roster because, like I said on Sunday, the other three teams in the AFC North were going to draft him in the 6th round.
Well, what does
And
that
Andrew
say to you about
Berry,
long term for somebody like a Taylor Green? Because
that
then,
kid is a physical freak.
well, that's what I'm
I mean,
saying.
he's
Like,
athletic.
exactly. And we're all talking
He,
about quarterbacks in
he
2027.
could be your diamond in the rough. You never know. He's developmental,
Tyler,
but
or
he's an
was it
athlete.
Terrell Pryor?
Terrell Pryor.
Yeah, he had,
I think he had 1,000-yard passing one season and
he
a
did.
1,000-yard receiving the next season.
Yes, that was some
So
good stuff back. I mean, I'm honest with you. We talked about this last week,
I
but
all I want, all I
yeah,
want. I mean, Watson still hasn't distanced himself from 2 second-year players. That's the logical thing right there. If you're
right,
going to talk Browns quarterbacks, you
right,
have to say that. Here's a 10-year veteran who can't distance himself from
right,
a very athletic young quarterback who makes numerous mistakes and has a ton of bad habits,
right.
and another second-year quarterback who is kind of short, left-handed, and is afraid of making a mistake. So if he can't distance himself from these two guys, how
Yeah,
are you going to sit there and say, "Oh, he's our starting quarterback"?
yeah.
It's
I
just not logical. You gotta think of this logically. And I'm sure Todd Monken is thinking of this because he wants to win. This
right.
could be his only shot at being an NFL head coach.
Does he have a whole year, or will the Browns fire him if he doesn't?
Oh, they're not gonna fire him. If they go 0-17, then yeah. Sorry, Todd.
Mhm.
Nice to know you.
Yeah,
And we're back into a quarterback search. But Andrew Berry has given him the last 2 years have given this team a very talented young roster. It is young,
mhm.
very young,
That's
but
the pitfall, right? Because the youth
these
you could be really good, and they could be, and that mental part of it with a young team is huge. If they find themselves winning
well, if the
and figure out how
class
to
of
win,
26 plays as well as the class of 25,
yeah,
then they're going to be all right. But it all starts with a brand new left tackle who you
yeah,
hope will be here for 12, 15 years,
yeah,
two young wide receivers. If they can combine for like 1,200 catches,
yeah,
that would be astonishing if the two of them combined for that. And then a safety who is in the mold of a Grant Delpit, but does things
yeah,
a little different than him.
yeah,
He's big, he's physical.
yeah.
Those first four picks, if they can do like what Mason Graham did and Quishon Junkins did and Carson Schlesinger did and Dylan Sampson did, then yeah, you're
I
looking
mean,
at an
we talk
opportunity
about
of
this
talent.
every week, but you really start rattling off these names and then thinking about who we've just brought in. We traded for Jared Verse. I mean, we have some real,
Signed Quincy Williams, who our current defensive coordinator turned into an all
yeah,
pro.
yeah.
So
I'm
yeah,
more energized to think about this team because we've got so much. It's all new, and I think that's part of what has me hyped because it is new and it can go one way or the other. We could go,
injuries could kill this team just like last year.
or
I
the
mean, they
mental
had
side of
injuries
it.
in training camp and it killed this team.
The mental side of it though is also where it could hurt us because you have a young team. They get discouraged. They don't win. That can have a big bearing. That's where you miss that veteran presence, and
Yeah,
why that's why I'm not real convinced. Like you talked about last week when we were talking about Jerry Judy, I know he's a veteran presence, but I don't like his aura. I don't like his attitude. I don't think that he's a good mental. person to be in that locker room. But that's me. I just think he's a knucklehead. I say it every week, but
Hey,
I I'm yeah,
if he has, if he has 70 catches, 70 to 80 catches, I'm
fine, great. Yeah.
very happy. That means the offense is working.
When back in the day when you were following this Browns team, this is way back. Somebody was talking
Oh
about
my God.
who
Did they
who
wear
caught
face masks?
who
I hope
caught
they
their
wore face
yeah
masks.
who caught their interest as a young Browns fan. Somebody was asking, like, some people will say like Bernie, and Bernie was one of the guys, but you go back further than that. I go back further than that. I mean, when I think about the Browns, what really caught my attention, really honestly, was Brian Sipe, Ozzie Newsome, Dave Logan, and the coach Sam Rutigliano. You throw in the running backs like Mike Pruitt. Who were some of the guys that and you go
Well,
back
you got
and
to remember, I'm really, really old.
oh, I know you are, but
And my dad took my brother and I to games, and I saw Jim Brown play live,
you
and I thought
did.
he was the biggest human being I'd ever saw in my life.
Isn't that fascinating?
Uh,
That's so
and
cool.
and as you move on, I was always a fan of Dick Ambrose, Bam Bam.
Oh yeah,
I got to meet
Bam
him.
Bam. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to meet him when they played in 1999 and got him to sign my shirt. Um, we were walking out of a bar, and there was these two guys talking. My wife heard one of them say, "Well, Dick, how do you think this team's going to do?" And I turned around and said, "Dick Ambrose,"
Yeah.
and he said, "Yeah." I said, oh, "Bam Bam, can you sign my shirt?"
Bam Bam. I love it.
Oh, he laughed. He thought it was funny.
Oh man. Yeah. Those. Well, it's an
And
interesting.
I've over the years going to New Orleans, I've got to meet different
Yeah.
Browns. Got to meet Herman Fontenot
Okay.
and Steve Everett, and of course Reggie Langhorne. Got to meet him, and Brian Brennan, and Dan Fike, and just
Yes. God,
they're
those
all
are
such
yeah.
nice guys. I even brought I bought
What was
Reggie
Brian
Lang.
Brennan like? What do you remember about Brian Brennan? Because
Oh,
I always
he
thought
was
he was so
very
cool.
nice guy, very
Yeah.
pleasant.
Yeah.
They all were pleasant.
I heard
Langhorne,
Webster
I
Slaughter
bought
was
him a
cool.
drink. It was after the game in 2002. We were all at the same bar,
Oh, really?
and I bought him a drink, and he gave me a fist bump, and he had the AFC Championship ring on it, and it bruised my hand. And my wife goes, "You want me to put some Neosporin on that?" And I went, "No,
No.
take a picture of it."
Yeah. Oh, Reggie Langhorne was a favorite for sure. Now Webster Slaughter. I've told you this before probably, but I've heard from my cousins and friends up in Cleveland that Webster Slaughter was a very unique individual. He was very odd about some of the things. Like he would go to bars and things, and he would have people pampering him. He would have gloves like Michael Jackson on. When he was out and about, just an odd duck. But
Well, he was a California guy who got drafted by the Cleveland Browns.
ain't
I
that the truth?
mean, Brian Sipe was a little different. Matter of fact, on that in 2002, got to meet Bernie, and
Yeah.
also got to meet at that same bar Charles Nagy. Remember Charles Nagy,
Oh
the pitcher
yeah.
for the Indians? He was
Yes.
there with his brother and a couple of friends, and I got to talking to him because at that time I was a baseball analyst on a local radio station, and I thought,
Yeah.
oh, this is a perfect opportunity to talk to Charles Nagy.
Oh
So
my
I talked to
gosh.
him and joked around with him, and we discussed different things. And I was with my wife. He invited me to go with him and his friends in a limo to a bunch of strip clubs that night.
Oh
And I
wow.
went, and I told
Not.
my wife that like an hour later, and she goes, "Why didn't you go with him?" I'm
Ah!
going, "What?" I said, "First of all, I love you and will always love you."
That's an interesting. I'll have to ask my wife after the show tonight. What how
She
um
goes, "It's Charles Nagy. He's a Cleveland Indian.
and your
What are you,
wife really likes
crazy?"
Charles. Yeah, that I she's a big baseball fan, right?
She's a huge baseball fan.
Yeah. Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
funny.
that was pretty neat. It was those two trips to New Orleans were very fun. I'll
So
never go back.
you were there at the bar and they just happened to be there. And
Yeah.
then this is
Well, it
back.
was a Browns backer event,
Right. I got you.
and so there were players there, and all of a sudden I turned around. There's Charles Nagy. I mean,
I was just would not.
everybody
Yeah,
knows what
Charles Nagy,
Charles
and I guess
Nagy looks
I'm a
like.
little taken aback by what he did after the bar. Not that it's a surprise, but I had this image of Charles Nagy before you told me that story of him being kind of clean cut and
Oh,
the way
he's
that.
very clean cut. But
Yeah, I
his
just.
brother wanted to go to some strip clubs, and they had a limo. So
Oh, that's too funny.
that
Oh
is
my gosh.
those trips are great.
Well, Steve, final thoughts this week. I know we still have 3 or 4 weeks before training camp starts. We're going
4
to
weeks,
continue to hear
July
more.
20th. I find this amazing that a Cleveland radio station, who is the home of the Cleveland Browns, at noon my time, 1 o'clock, that show did not know when training camp started. None of the guys
Really?
on there knew when training camp started. I'm
Are we
sitting
talking
here
about
yelling.
8:50?
Yeah, I'm sitting here yelling at my computer, going, "Good God Almighty! Rookies, July 23rd. Everybody, July 28th.
Yes.
Come on!" They're sitting there going, well, I think it's
Hey,
21st. Or what? No, wait,
who are we practicing against? The dual
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
We're
Someone was
doing a
saying,
scrimmage against Buffalo.
well, that was, I guess, part of my. We were talking some of my colleagues who I write with Dog Pound Daily, and they were saying that
They starting Bears. Do they scrimmage against the Bears too?
I'm not sure, but they were just saying how the fans, the scrimmage part of this, that they weren't going to be able to see a lot,
No,
and
they never bring fans to scrimmages.
but they were
Uh,
telling in this article that one of my colleagues was writing. They said some other teams though, like I think it's maybe New England Patriots, maybe, and somebody else. I think New England actually was inviting uh, fans to the scrimmage. That they were making this summer. This would be the second time they've done that, where they actually let the
hmm.
fans, and everything's free. Like you know how well, if you come
Is
up to Cleveland, you have to get tickets. Like they're
yeah,
free, but you have to get a ticket.
you gotta
In
yeah.
some of these uh, teams, they don't require tickets. They just show up. So that's what they were saying. How
That's
is
the way training camp used to be in Indiana.
right.
You just show up. I mean, I went to one. It was a Browns Packer weekend. I'm glad they still do that,
Yeah,
and kind of give you VIP access where other fans can't go, which was really really cool. Got some nice autographs. Got to talk to
yeah,
some players.
yeah.
So yeah, they open up at Chicago, then they have Buffalo on the 22nd of August. Open up at Chicago on the 15th, and then their last one is Thursday the 27th. They host New England. That's going to be on NFL Network. I know that's
Okay,
going to be on NFL Network.
okay. Well, there's a lot between then and there, and
Yeah, more lists.
yeah, more lists. We appreciate everybody tuning
Which
into our
team
our,
has
our
the best
show.
shoes?
Right.
Film at 11. Breaking
How the
news.
shoes are really make a difference. The guy that did the article on
Well, we're gonna have stadium food, and then there'll be stadium atmosphere. That's always big.
yes.
And then we'll be redoing some
You know,
drafts. Let's
now
redo the 1999 draft.
now
And
one of I
stuff
know
like
that's
that.
I don't I try to stay. Those are some of those articles that my colleagues at Dog Pound Daily offer for me to do, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't like going back and rehashing things. I think it's such a waste of time personally. But um,
I do too.
speaking, yeah, the
Move on.
stadiums. The one that I'm kind of more interested in. I know they're having the World Cup at all these stadiums right now. By the way, Croatia has the lead against Portugal, which is interesting. Um, Atlanta, where Kevin Stefanski is now, um, that stadium, I've heard so many good things over the last few
Oh,
years.
Mercedes Benz.
Yeah, that they like the cost of their concessions is so dirt cheap. Like there's like you can get a hot dog for like $2 or $3 still. You can
Yeah.
get a beer for like $5.
Oh, that
And
never works well.
so it's just
I know one thing you can't get
yeah. Oh,
Chick-fil-A because they're
Chick-fil-A.
not open on Sundays.
Did you see that they're selling the Chick-fil-A sandwiches, but they had to take the labels off for branding purposes or whatever? um, at the stadium in Atlanta where they're selling like it's Chick-fil-A. Anyway, I thought that was funny, but no, that stadium in Atlanta seems really interesting. They say it's a wonderful place to see a game. I don't know if you've ever considered going down there to the new Atlanta place.
I went to one Atlanta game when it was at the Georgia Dome.
Okay.
And that's all right. Michael Vick was the quarterback for the
Falcons. Oh yeah, the dog
Browns won
catcher.
Big time. Dennis Northcutt. It was his game.
Remember the game when they played Atlanta back in Cleveland and Nick Chubb ran the ball 93 yards, 97 yards for a touchdown. Remember that? That was the longest running back.
Oh yeah, I remember watching that on TV.
That was one of the first games I went to when I had season tickets. I got the season tickets in 2018. So still anxious to see what they're going to do for us lowly Browns fans who have season tickets in the upper deck. I'm worried that they're gonna cost an arm and a leg, but we shall find out.
I haven't even checked on Titans Browns tickets. I'm afraid to, because then I'll get all the Titans spam. I still get it on one of my other email accounts. I've got 3 email accounts.
Yeah.
On my older email account, because when I was president of Middle Tennessee Browns backers, I asked, if I could get a block of tickets, because I got one in '99. I got like 100 seats together, and it was the first year of Titan Stadium, so they were happy to sell any ticket. But then I asked again, and they said, well, no, the only way to give you a block of tickets is you'd have to come down to our Titan Experience Zone that we have. We have cheerleaders and games, and I'm going, something, dude, that's just not going to work with 100 Browns fans. You're begging for trouble.
I thought it was really
for your sake and your job security, I would not do that.
I think I told you this the other day, maybe off camera, and we weren't on the show, but when I was recently at the Cleveland Guardians game, they were playing the Detroit Tigers, and we were sitting amongst a large group, probably 100 Detroit Tiger fans that came down on a bus or two, that a couple of the ushers up in Detroit, part of their indoor arena there for the Pistons and the Red Hawks, put together. They have a group,
Blackhawks,
the Red Wings. The Red Wings. They actually invite the ushers, and they go up for a weekend baseball series. And they came to Cleveland and talked to a few of the guys that were part of that group. So I think that's really cool. Yeah. All right, Steve,
there are a lot of Detroit fans down here, because when they moved, the Saturn factory opened up south of here. A lot of people from Detroit came, and back then the Nashville Predators, the NHL team, started up back in '89. So these people, they were called Predwing fans, because they'd root for the Preds. But when Detroit came to town, they'd root for the Reds.
Do you still have a team there in Nashville?
The Predators? Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they just hired a new GM. They just hired a new GM from the Avalanche.
Okay. And, Avalanche would be Colorado?
Colorado, yeah. Their other GM retired. He was their first coach, Barry Trotz, and then he went to Washington and won a Stanley Cup there. Then he came back and was GM of the Predators. Like I've said before, the team is owned by Jimmy Haslam's brother, Bill Haslam, former governor. And they have, everybody talks about Nick Saban. Why doesn't Nick Saban do this or do that? Well, he's a little busy. He's on the board of directors for the Nashville Predators. So he's a little busy this time of year.
I thought maybe you'd also, what do you think of the old, the Great American Fair in Washington, D.C.? Have you seen that news?
Well, if you're seeking somewhere to go to be alone with your thoughts, sounds like the perfect place.
What a disaster. So
I saw a video today. They were practicing for July 4th, and a piece of the ceiling almost fell on a dancer.
Oh no.
Scared the crap out of them. And it was a big chunk.
Wow.
Huge. It was like, it was a huge chunk, fell right behind her.
Hey, it is the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Have a great time.
Be
celebrate.
safe.
I'll be trying to keep my dog calm.
Yes. Any
That's how
predictions
I
on what the
spend my
Browns are?
4th of July's.
Do you have any go-tos, or you do anything for the Fourth of July? The
I
actual, do
keep
you
my
cook
dog
out?
calm.
You okay?
No,
Okay.
no, we drug her up with this organic stuff called Pet Calm.
Ah,
And we tried a Thunder shirt, but she outgrew it and it didn't work. So this Pet Calm stuff works, but we don't like to give her a lot.
yeah.
And since Nashville is making this a 2-day event, the 4th of July, starting tomorrow,
Oh,
it's going to be a very rough weekend for my dog Scout. She's
oh
14
man.
years old. She's a chocolate lab.
Oh
She's the
yes.
best dog in the world, but man, she's just going to have a lot of trouble starting tomorrow.
Hmm. Well, I will have fingers crossed for you and the dog and everybody involved with
And
that.
I
So,
I bought my air horn, so
oh,
if the drunk guy down the street is shooting off those little cannon things at 1:30 in the morning every 20 minutes, next day I'll get up at 6 a.m., drive down his driveway, and out the window I'll park and go,
nice. I love it. I love it.
wake
Oh,
up. You
that's
kept me awake. You might as well get up. But I got to do it after 6 because legally I can do it then.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, Steve, happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July to all of you out there, all of you Cleveland fans, you Cleveland faithful. It could be a fun weekend. Could LeBron sign with the Cavaliers? It could happen any moment. I'm wearing my
Any
lucky
moment.
shirt. Any moment.
Don
Stay
is
tuned.
anticipating. He's going to sleep in that shirt tonight.
He's going to join the Cleveland Browns too. He's going to play tight end. There we go. That solves all our issues.
Veteran tight end? Oh, I don't know, man. How old is he? I don't
It's
think
like
his knees could
40,000. I
handle it.
think he's what, 42, 41.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Everybody have a very great night. Happy 4th. Talk to you soon. Stay safe, stay cool. Hope your air conditioners are working and you have
Keep
electricity.
all your digits.
Yes, please. Go Browns.
Go Browns.